Australia takes in more immigrants per capita than any other country in the world. More people come into this nation per capita than anyone else globally. Let that sink in. That is demand. On the supply side, 10 years ago, it took 8.5 months from approval to complete a new housing build. In 2025, it takes 12.7 months. It's gone up 50%. WA is the worst. It's at 17.8 months. That's the supply side. Demand goes up. Supply is struggling to come on board. That means house prices go up, up, up. In this episode, like I do every single month for years and years, I'll go through some recent client deals that I posted on my Facebook group, Australian Property Master with PK. Over the years, I've shared with you more than 3,500 deals, saving my clients more than $50 million in buyer's agent fees, making them over $1 billion in equity. The point of the episode is to show success, how they reach success, where they bought, why they bought there, and the characteristics of the property deal that made it terrific. So that you can emulate this, you can be inspired and educated to go off and DIY, because no one needs to outsource this. No one cares about your money as much as you. My name is PK and I help people build passive income through the property investment accelerator using data. Without needing a $15,000 buyer's agent every single time in this channel, we expose the reality about the economy, property market, and financial happiness. Property number one, let's go. Strong Gladstone brick investment, under 500K in a private street, up 10% in half a year. That means that the annualized growth rate is going at 20% per annum, which is what you want. If you use data, that is actually what you want. You don't want to be settling for much less. And by the way, under 500K right now in 2025, very, 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 very possible. People who say that, no, you need to have 650 to spend, 700K to spend, those people don't know what they're talking about. They just don't know the right areas. The highest offer was 520K, yet Emil, who's tagged here, they got it for 470. So how does that work? Well, it works because if you learn advanced negotiation, which means that what are the real motives? What's the real burning desire? Why does this person want to sell? Maybe it's a deceased estate. How do we find deceased estates? Maybe it's a mortgagee in possession. How do we find mortgagees in possession? When they really want to sell and have things other than price like speed, convenience, privacy, all these things as a bigger motive, then we can get something amazing. For example, 520 minus 470 is 50K under market value. He's just made 50K by signing on a contract, the right deal at the right time. It's low maintenance property, solid brick. I'll show you the property in a little bit. And it's a booming market, clearly. So he's bought under market value and it's rising by $10,000 or more every single month. That's what you call advanced property investing. Purchase price was 470, total funds required 85,000. Rent per week is 530. Strong short and long-term data factors. On the demand side, there's about 10 to 20 data factors you got to look at. On the supply side, there's about 10 to 20 data factors that you look at. You can do all of this by having a phone on your hand and also being in front of your laptop. It's all there and it's basically all free. You don't need to go to the property. You don't need to outsource it. Everything can be done in 2025 with the magic of the internet and the magic of cellular connection remotely. Vacancy rate 1%, built 1993, block size 635 square meters, build quality is brick, bought interstate, yes, in Queensland, caught 0 flats, built his team and had local due diligence done. So yeah, we're not buying without that property getting inspected. But sometimes people say, how am I going to inspect the property? Or I can't buy without having first inspected the property myself. Let me ask you, well actually let me ask myself, PK, what do you know that is more proficient or more advanced or more competent than a building and pest inspector? What do you know that's more proficient than a roofing inspector? What do you know that's more proficient than a plumber? What do you know that's more proficient than a property manager who lives in the area and knows these streets like the back of their hand? I don't know more than them, therefore outsourcing them is a good idea. And here's the thing, you don't need to use a buyer's agent. All of these people that I just mentioned, especially the property manager, they're completely free. They do it for free because once you buy the property, give them the management. And they have an incentive to tell you the truth. They don't want you to buy a property that's going to be a headache for them to manage maintenance-wise. Yes, the building and pest inspector costs $500, but that's about it. Self-sufficient to rinse and repeat and building passive income. Here's the property deal. Amazing, amazing deal. Number two, aircraft engineer buys an off-market renovated Queensland deal in a trust with granny flat potential. Two properties he's bought, Bowie has, in 4 months now, and the granny flat will make it positive cash flow. I just want to pause on that point. If in Queensland, or anywhere for that matter, you have a large block, let's say 700 square meters, 800 square meters, or more, and especially if you have side access, whether you do it now or whether you do it in the future, you can put a driveway on the side and put an ADU or a granny flat at the back. And because there's a huge rental crisis right now, that granny flat can demand, done well, anywhere from $250 to $500 a week in extra rent. And they normally cost between $150 to $200,000 to build. So you may not want to do it right away. You might want to use that capital to buy more properties. But when it comes closer to retirement, put a few granny flats on your properties. Your rent goes up, the yield goes up way over 10%. You can retire on that pretty comfortably if you have a few of them. That's pretty amazing. This was not listed for the public. This was off market. How do we get off market deals? Once again, it is not rocket science. You do not need a buyer's agent to get these mythical unicorn properties. Anyone and everyone can do it because my clients have been doing it for almost a decade. You do it by calling the agent, picking up the phone, calling the sales agent, just introducing yourself. Of course, in the course that I give all the scripts, the contacts, etc., etc. Essentially, it's just being a nice person and being clear what you want. And after a number of days, maybe a few weeks, those agents are going to start giving you properties. They're going to be working like buyer's agents, but for free. They're actually sales agents. They're trying to sell you properties, right? In fact, that's what buyer's agents do as well. They get paid on commission by selling you a property. So what's the difference between a buying and selling agent? Not much at all. Not much at all. The money, the incentive structure is to sell you a property. So you might as well skip the BA, go straight to the sales agent, provided you know what you're doing. And anyone can learn this. It's pretty easy. And the trust Bowie is used to help preserve his borrowing capacity. When you buy in a trust and the trust is self-sufficient, is paying for itself, it may not happen straight away. Maybe it takes a few years for the rent to rise and your LVR to come down. But when it's self-sufficient, then the bank sees it. Okay, it's all good. For your next trust, we won't consider the debt in the previous one. I've done a whole episodes on this before on YouTube, also my podcast on Spotify was Property Mastery with PK. Go check them out. So many episodes done, so many clients that use this strategy where they could have only bought 2 or 3 properties, now they're on 7, 8 properties. Where they only could have bought 4 or 5 properties under their own personal name, now they're on 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 properties. So doing this at the start of your portfolio journey makes a huge difference. It's not right for everyone, but it was right for Bowie. He's bought 4 times now without using a buyer's agent. Total fee saved $60,000. That is the amount of capital you need right now in 2025 to buy a high performance property. And if he had used buyer's agents, he would have not had that 60K anymore, therefore he wouldn't be buying his 4th property. See how that works? Preserve your money, keep it for yourself, don't outsource it to someone who doesn't care about it as much as you do, and use it to make another deposit. Purchase price was $500,005. That's a really quirky number, but we do that because if someone else offers $500K, then you've just beaten them, right? Pretty good logic. Total funds required $100K or less. Rent per week is $580. Short and long-term data factors terrific. Vacancy rate 0.28%. Block size 814. It's in Queensland. There is so much misinformation online, especially these days. There's like 5,000 buyer's agents all cramming their content down your throat. They're all saying different things because they all have an agenda. It's really easy to make mistakes. But data doesn't lie, neither do numbers and nor do results. A lot of people talk data these days, but are they showing you results every single day, every single month, every single year? Do they have a bank of thousands of deals that they can show you at will for you to investigate the past performance? I can. You can go to my website right now, client results page. There's thousands of deals. You can use Google Lens to figure out exactly where we bought, down to the street number. It's all verifiable, it's all provable, it's all traceable. You can see for yourself what kind of results we're getting, right? For many, many years, pre-COVID and post-COVID. Data plus mentoring can truly accelerate your property investment journey. And the most important thing, I know you're lacking confidence, especially as a new investor, but the science of property investing is easily learnable and quickly. Don't doubt yourself. There have been thousands before you that have done this through education and beaten the results of buyer's agents, head and toes above them, you can do it too. Back yourself. If you have someone holding your hand through the process, helping you vet the deals, vet the suburb, understand negotiation strategy, helping you assess whether you valued it correctly so you don't overpay. All of this stuff comes with a mentor, i.e. myself, my humble self. Then you can be terrific at this. Let me teach you how to fish so that you can fish for the rest of your life. Here's the property deal right now. You might see as a new investor, oh, this doesn't look very pretty. It doesn't matter what it looked like, as long as it has good bones, tenants like it, you can see it's fully renovated on the inside, and the data stacks up. Number 3, absolutely stunning Tassie property. Yeah, we're buying in Tassie again. It's great to be buying there again. In about 2 or 3 suburbs in Hobart and a few other regional locations. Under 410, fully renovated in a suburb with no competition yet. And this is a great thing, right? When you use dexterity and you understand coefficients, threshold, trend analysis, you can find locations before the herd comes there, before these 5,000 buyers agents get in. So if you get in before that, by yourself, for yourself, using a system like what I teach you, then you get in, and then all these other people, the tidal wave comes, the tsunami comes, and your property rises in value. We get there first using our system. Big 738 square meter block, perfect for kids playing in the back. I'll show you in a second. Tenants love that. Low maintenance, solid brick, and at early stages, like I said, of the next upcycle. I'm not bullish, let me be clear, on Hobart in general. I think it's had a huge run over the last 15 years, and that's not sustainable, but not every suburb has, and that's a classic example of markets within markets. It's not a case of, hey PK, should I buy in WA, Queensland, Victoria, Tassie, which is the best state? That's not how property investing works. It's an upside down pyramid. Start with the suburb, not with the state, okay? Because in the same state, there can be amazing places and really poor places. The state doesn't matter, it's the suburb, intra-suburb pocket, street, and even the side of the street that matters. We would cover all of this in the course, and my clients have built a lot of confidence for themselves by doing this. Pavan Kumar has bought this property. Price was 405K. Yes, you'd only need to buy properties from about 350 to 500K. You can buy more if you want, more expensive, but you don't need to. I'm really drilling home this point even in 2025. Total funds required less than 75K. Market rent is 440, 0.31% vacancy. 1982 build, 738 square meters, brick in Tasmania. Don't risk giving the keys to your financial future to someone else. Don't become dependent on a property company for every single property purchase, including me. You know, my clients, after 2 or 3 purchases, they know as much as me, if not more, and they're self-sufficient. Of course, I'm always there to help them, lifetime access, lifetime mentoring, but at that point, their confidence levels are so high that they have full confidence that property is going to be their vehicle for financial independence, for financial freedom. They don't become dependent on me, and I think that's my success. Don't pay a buyer's agent 15K to send you properties just that are off market on real estate or domain. You can do that yourself, and don't be fooled into buying some ineffective bait and switch course from buyer's agents. Every buyer's agent has a course these days. They'll upsell you to their full service. The course is designed not to work. Let me be clear. The course by any and every buyer's agent is designed not to work, because the course might make them $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. The buyer's agency is going to make them $15,000 to $30,000. Here's the property, really, really beautiful. You can see the kitchen here, absolutely stunning, amazing owner-occupier view for the future and from the outside as well. Australia's household wealth has jumped 57% in the last 5 years, from 11 trillion in 2020 to 17.3 trillion right now. Your wealth can also jump by 57% or more in the next 5 years. But it will only do this if you take action. The 6 inches between your 2 ears, that real estate is the most important that you ever will own. So educate yourself, water that real estate, invest in your own learning, and that will pay dividends. It will reap a harvest. It will give you money for the rest of your life. Invest in yourself, because no one else is going to. My name's PK. To level up, join my Facebook group where all these clients are. You can interact with them. They're real people. Australian Property Mastery with PK. Get amongst it. This is your opportunity. Don't be a statistic that will watch this episode in 12 months' time and think, oh damn it, I should have invested 12 months ago. My name's PK. Share this. See you later, guys.